Welcome back to episode 7 of our extended look at Final Fantasy VI or 3 or whatever you want to call it. So in the intermission between the 6th and this episode, I did look up to make sure that in fact Locke does find both a sword, or knife I guess I should say, that improves his stealing ability, but also a relic in Narshe. Both of those are in Narshe. As well as when we get to Zozo, which is the next major dungeon that we're going to be headed to, he does get, I think it's called the Brigand's Glove, which allows him to change his steal ability to Mug, which means that when he jumps to steal from an enemy, he also attacks them. So yes, Locke will improve his utility dramatically in the very near future. So he is the one we want to take with us going forward. And then all three of the others are multi-target damage dealers that can do their attacks as many times as you'd like without a magic cost or extensive waiting for their turn to come. So these are the 4 that we want to go with going forward for the time being. Anyway, let's go ahead and try to track down some of the items that we need for Locke and also buy some equipment. We're now free to wander around Narshe. They're not going to try to kick us out of here, so we are okay to do what we need to upgrade our equipment and get everyone kitted out. Let's see. Iron armor, no one needs that. Silk robes, no, we're fine. I thought I put one on Terra. I guess I didn't. Whatever. Iron helms are not going to be better than green berets at this point. Probably never will be. Bandanas, magus hats, no. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, so everything that Terra had on was unequipped when she left the party. So that's why everything's showing as a better option for her. Everyone who can use a shield can use a mithril shield. We're only going to buy 4 for now, because they are expensive. And we will go check the weapon shop, and also I think we need to hit the relic shop before we go. If I don't have enough money to buy what I want, I can always go grind a little bit. And I may just do that off camera. Or time-lapse it, just cut straight to the end of me grinding. This is around the time you really should start investing more in high potions than regular potions. And because we're taking a party that does not have a healer in it, it would be a good idea to stock up on high potions. Let me go buy whatever equipment I need that's not items for now, because we can always run back to the beginner shop and heal for free. The house on the far right holds all the treasures I collected over the years. Take them before the Empire does. One of the boxes is locked and won't open, though. It's too bad. I think that one had something good inside. You have to come back here later with Locke, and I don't think it's in the World of Balance. It's in the World of Ruin. The city is warmed by the heat of our steam engines. Nothing there. Let's go ahead and collect all the goodies in here now. No reason to wait on it. 5,000 gil, look at that. Big money. See if this has an elixir. No, it doesn't. That's the locked one. There's the thief's knife that we want. Let's go ahead and put that on him right now. So we'll swap one of his swords with the thief knife. Not only is it stronger, but it also improves his evasion ability. So now he is the most elusive character. If we put the Mangosh on him, basically, he's unhittable. We're not going to do that because it would actually take away from his attack ability. And he desperately needs all the attack power that he can add. He is a weakling. Go ahead and give him the mithril vest because I think he is the weakest without the shield. So he needs that more than anyone else would. And the earrings are useless at this point in time because no one in the party has the ability to cast magic yet. Reflect ring, nice option we may use later. The thief's bracer we need to put on Locke right now. going to take off the Hermes sandals and put on the Thief's Bracer, because it basically doubles your character's level for purposes of stealing rolls. So basically, he would be level 28 for stealing purposes. Nothing else goes up other than the speed goes up 5 points. Hyper wrist. Let's check the relics for everyone, see if there's someone who could benefit from more damage. He already has that. Maybe Gal? Yeah, let's go ahead and put that on Gal. Give him Hyper Wrist. Actually, if Locke isn't using Hermes sandals, I think Gal should. Because that way he gets more attacks out with the rage. And he is the tank, so we'll leave him with Knight's Code. What you got to say? Only that chest in the back corner is locked. Wonder if there's a way to open it. Yes, come back later. And I don't know if any of those items change if you leave them unopened, but frankly, all of the stuff you get in there is very useful right now, so don't even bother leaving it. Take it. Take it, take it, take it. Nothing good there. Saw a ball of light shoot off towards Figaro Castle. It almost looked like a person. Alright, out of the way. I don't care what you have to say, guy. Get out of the way. Let's see what they have in the weapon shop. He might be selling something that would be cool to give to Locke, but I don't know if we're going to take it or not. Let's see. Great Sword, no. Mithril Claws, no. Katetsu, no. Spear, no. Air Knife, no. Chain Flail would be useful if either of those two ladies was in the party. We'll buy one. We may never actually get to use it. The Moonring Blade is the weapon I was thinking of, because what it does is it allows Locke, if he puts it on, to attack from the back row and do the same kind of damage, which sounds like a good idea. The problem is the other weapon that he's using with the Genji Glove equipped will only do half damage if he's in the back row. So we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that there. The two weapons he has right now are probably better options. And we're going to... I don't think you can get into that back door. They show a back door, but I'm not sure if that's something you can get into. Not right now. There might be an option to do it later. See if there's anything good in here. The barrier ring, I think, has safe. Shell. And it's only if they're critically wounded, so... I don't think I need those. We'll buy two. But frankly, everything that everyone has is pretty good. These are better options if you need to protect against poison and darkness. They act as both, so you basically have a better version of the star pendant and whatever the other item was. Jeweled ring? Was it jeweled ring? Not jeweled ring. Whatever. Nothing there, nothing there. No, 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 no. And I don't think there's any other items or hidden goodies here that we can take. I saw me some Moogles is playing with one of them big old Yetis the other day. Of course, no one believes me, hick. And they probably were. That's not a lie. Elder's house. This is where we all met with this guy. I'm not going to try to do the voice again. To be honest, I'm still not sure what I should do. I want to avoid war, but on the other hand... ... I'm going to steal your elixir. Grandpa's hiding medicine again. Grandpa, you're not supposed to be drinking this. The doctor said it's bad for you. Only thing that Esper's brought us is trouble with the Empire. Curse the day they dug up that freakish thing. Which I think you can go look at right now. I might be wrong. A bed? That we can't sleep in. I think you come back here later and someone is in that bed. But this is after the World of Ruin takes place, so... Or the world becomes the World of Ruin. Whatever. You know what I mean. And I don't think we can get Mog in the party yet. I thought we did. But it appears that I was wrong. So now I'm not sure when he joins. I thought it was in the World of Balance, and now I'm starting to think maybe we don't find it until much later. And there's nothing here. Alright. Not going to worry about trying to get back up to Valigarmonda, or whatever the full name is. And I think we've checked everything we can up to this point. Let's go get some health and hit the road. Free heals, always nice. All right. I'm gonna double check, make sure everyone's equipped the best they can be. Oh, he didn't have a shield on, and that's why we check. He didn't have a shield on. He won't get a shield. He will. Nice. Alright, and the relics were good to go. Why didn't they heal up all the way? Now I'm very confused. Go back in the house. Oh, I know what happened. All of them had a green beret on, and because I chose Optimize, it unequipped and re-equipped all the equipment, so they lost their health, and then it went back up as soon as they put on the green beret again. That's something that should have been fixed. I don't think that happened in the original game. That's a choice they made. Okay, back. I don't think the enemies change here, but they will change once we get to the western part of the continent, which is where we are headed next. Now, how do we get to the western continent when the edge of this area is sealed by mountains? Simple. Figaro Castle comes back. Not really worth trying to grind here because all the characters are way beyond that now. Hello, Figaro Castle. King Edgar, welcome home. Now, why didn't we buy high potions before? Because, as King of Figaro Castle, he actually gets a discount on all the items. Ah, this is just like old times. I'm going to wander around for a bit. King Edgar, welcome home. Now, it's important to note that you don't have to bring Sabin with you when you get here, but the little story element that you get by bringing him back, as well as Edgar, to the castle, will only happen if he is in your party. If only you could have seen the look on Kefka's face as we sank into the sand. How did you see the look on his face? You should have been inside and barricaded. If all those windows are open, sand's getting in, guy. We don't need to. In fact, all we really need to do is go up to the item shops, which are up here. And we do want to buy some stuff in here. Not just from the item shop, but also from the tool shop, because there are 2 new tools you can buy. I can't take money from the king. You have a family, don't you? Just be quiet and take it. Flash and drill. Flash is okay. It does physical damage, kind of like... Well, I don't think it's physical. It might be fire damage, but in any case, it does an all... enemy attack, a multi-target attack, and has the chance to insta-kill enemies. So it's okay. Inflicts darkness on all enemies with a brilliant flash. Okay, well, maybe they changed how it works. But drill is a very nice single target option right now. Penetrates an enemy's armor to deal severe damage used with the tools. Yes, you want that. Okay. Let's back out. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a ton of money to buy healing items right now. We may have to grind a little bit when we get to the next area just to make sure I can get some items. Yada, yada, yada. Buy. And that's why you wanted to come here, because he gets that discount. So instead of 300 bucks for high potions, they're now 150 each. You could also stock up on other curatives here if you want and need them. Holy water, I think, is probably going to be necessary in the next major dungeon. This will cure undead status or zombie status. And there is no sleeping that off, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's you stay zombified unless you use holy water. I'm not 100% on that. Let's get as many as we can. We're going to buy 18 of those. Again, going forward, we don't have anyone who can cure right now. We are getting very close to the time when we'll start finding our first magicite shards. And magicite will allow all of the characters in the game to learn magic. Welcome home, King Edgar. Please take your time and relax within the castle. Thanks, I'll do what I want within my castle. I appreciate you giving me the okay. This castle can move freely through the sand, even... Okay, yada, yada, yada. And yes, we do use the castle to go past the mountains. I think we find Sabin here? No, we don't. He might be upstairs. The two brothers have a nice little moment here, and I want to make sure we see it before we head on, because I don't know if you can get it again. It's kind of a one-and-done thing. So we'll search the whole castle and see if we can't track him down. Might be over here, or to the right, not in the item shop. Over this way. Nothing new there. Yeah, so we have to go down to the engine room and talk to the engineer, and he'll make it so that the castle goes underground. See, they're preventing me from leaving so that they do cue the next story sequence. You had a long and difficult journey. You must be tired. Why don't you go rest for a while? Please, don't leave the castle. You're going to miss an important story section. So what they're trying to tell you to do is go up here, sleep, and then you'll trigger Sabin. Here we go. Notice you don't get the music cue because they start the story section. I'll say the one thing I kind of regret about how they handled the story for these two brothers is that you never actually see their parents, not even in flashback. They just aren't part of the game. Castle hasn't changed much. And yet it's different. Mom and Dad are gone. Nothing can ever really be the same. Not after what happened. Tonight, worst he's been, so if he should... Well, maybe you do see him, but it's real brief. No, you're wrong. It's not true. Priestess, the king, he's... Yeah, see, you don't even see a model in the bed. Sabin? Sabin! Dad couldn't have... Edgar. So, Dad didn't make it. Edgar, there you are. Your father just said he would entrust Figaro to the two of you. Those were his final words. You all make me sick. Everyone's saying that the Empire had Dad poisoned. The only thing any of you could think of is about who will be the next king. No one's even sad. None of you probably cared when Mom died after we were born either. That's not... You're just as bad as the rest of them. Sabin. Empire of murderers. They won't get away with this. Priestess, leave us. Let's leave this place. Let's forget this crazy kingdom and live our lives how we want to. You said you didn't want to be a king, right? A life of freedom, huh? What do you think would happen to Figaro if both of us left? There'd be no one to take the throne. Dad was counting on us to take care of the kingdom. Sabin, let's settle this with the toss of a coin. Dad gave me this one. If it's heads, you win. Tails, I win. The winner chooses whichever path he wants. No regrets, no hard feelings, okay? Here we go. I don't see how this is going to change anything, because if Edgar won the coin toss, he would still be king. And you chose your freedom. Haha! I was hiding this whole time. It's already been 10 years. That little shrimp has grown into a whopping lobster. And you're a king crab. I portray Edgar, I guess, as the older brother, but I have no idea if that's the case. I kind of thought they were twins, but I don't know for certain. Sabin, do you think Dad would be proud of me? Don't you ever doubt that. I'm sure he's beaming with pride, wherever he is. 10 years. Where's the time gone? Here's to a couple of confused grown-ups. Drink! Here's to Dad. To Mom. And to Figaro. Then they threw the glasses down on the nice, beautiful carpet. Unfortunately, all of his help is required to walk around without shoes on, so they're all going to have bloody feet. I don't think there was anything to heal, but yeah, we got all our health back. Yeah, whatever. Oh, King Edgar. She was like, our king flirts with everyone, including kids. That's not creepy at all. Oh, king! I think we gotta go this way to get to the engine room. And nothing in here that's new. This is the prison. Yeah, whatever. Nothing new. I don't even think... If I'm not mistaken, Lone Wolf here is the one that opens the chest in Narshe. But I'm not 100% certain on that. So you have to get him free at some point, and then he'll actually do what you need to get inside that chest. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of requests this month. I can take you to the desert beyond the mountains if you'd like. Go to Kohlingen. And shaka 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 shaka. you can see there's some pretty bad scrolling effects in this game. Unfortunately, Mode 7 is kind of native to the Super Nintendo hardware and not necessarily the Game Boy Advance hardware. So this game does the best it can to emulate the effect, but it's not perfect. Welcome to Kohlingen. Enjoy your visit. See ya. Down this way. Alright, see you. Alright, so we are probably going to need to do a tiny bit of grinding in this area just to get some money. I do want to try to buy as many potions as I can before we go any further, especially if we're going to Zozo next. Wow, that really didn't do much of anything. Got a high potion, though. Very nice. That did, though. Ah. And that's why you want to get drill. That did a ton of damage. Alright, so this is Kohlingen. Was that thing really a monster? It stopped right in front of my little girl, and I could see it had gentle eyes. I saw a pretty light. It came here, and everyone else was afraid of it, but I liked it. A strange glowing creature flew through here, scared the living daylights out of me. Took off southward towards Jidur. Jidur? Might be a couple items here, but I don't think there's much of anything. I see a chest. I see a chest! I can't get to it! Oh. Oh, yeah! I wonder if we... Yep, we do get to interact here. So this is the girl that Locke failed to protect. Oh, Locke, it's been a while. Ages, even. Oh, that? Worry not, worry not. Your treasure is quite safe. That's creepy. Well, let's see if we have a scene here. I think something happens. It's a good thing I just happened to have finished this herbal concoction back then. Now she'll never age a day. Hee hee hee. Had to use my herbs, I did. Couldn't very well refuse with you begging me like that. And flashback. So a whole lot of things are happening that would not have happened unless Locke and Sabin were in the party here.
Rachel. You sure the stuff will work?
Of course, of course. Love of your life will sleep here just like this forever. And ever. And ever.
If there was a way to call her spirit back.
A way to call her back, eh? You mean like that legendary treasure? Hee hee hee. Oh yes, I suppose if you had that, you might be able to bring her around. Quee hee hee hee.
I failed her.
So there will be a payoff for this particular story segment, but it comes much later in the game. It's actually one of the ways that you get a really, really good piece of magicite, but we won't get that for probably another 15, 20 hours at the earliest. Green beret, which we don't need. Everyone already has a green beret in the party. In fact, we have extras for everyone who isn't in the party at this point. Literally everyone that we could possibly equip with a green beret now has the option to put one on. Alright, so again, most of this stuff you can already buy in Figaro Castle for half price because Edgar is here. Mithril shields. Everyone who can use one has one equipped. Magus hat. Bandana. Twist headband. All inferior. Silk robes are already wearing. Iron armor, nothing. So no good there. I think this is the weapon shop. Yep. Air knife, chain flail, moon ring, blade, and something interesting. Look at this. We have scrolls and a shuriken. Now, the only person who can actually use those is Shadow. If you come here with 3 people, you have the option of retaining the services of Shadow once again. However, just like in the part of this section where we play with Sabin, he will join your party until you earn a certain amount of money, and then he will leave right in the middle of wherever you are. So if you're in Zozo and you're about to fight the boss and you earn too much money, he'll just leave your ass. It's kind of a jerk like that. A girl named Rachel used to live in that house up there. No one lives there anymore, though. Oh, Locke, is that you? Have you stopped by Rachel's house? Yes. I've already done all the fun things. Oh, that's right. There is more story here.
I couldn't protect her.
Aw, the sad music. Locke, what are we off to find today?
It's almost your... There's supposed to be an amazing treasure hidden somewhere in this mountain. We're gonna find it.
Or not. Locke, look out! Shove. Dead.
Rachel!
I don't know why I did it that way. He's slowly becoming Steve from Resident Evil Veronica.
Rachel, are you awake?
Of course, he's not Canadian enough. I'm not making him Canadian enough to be Steve. Huh? I can't remember anything. Uh-oh. Amnesia. Yeah, if I was doing a true Steve from Resident Evil Veronica, he would say, sorry, all the time. Rachel's father. Get out of my house. It's your fault Rachel lost her memory.
Wait, just let me talk to her.
Please, just go away. I don't know who you are, but my parents get upset whenever you come here. And this is when he became a criminal. Rachel will be better off without you hanging around, Locke. She's going to have to make a new start of it. With you here, she can't even do that. And now is that thief's chance to horn in on the action. Oh yeah. It's gotta be why he did it.
A year went by. When I finally returned, I found out that Rachel had been killed in an Imperial attack. Her memory had returned just before she died. The last thing she said was my name. I never should have left her side. I failed her. Rachel!
Yoink! I don't think there's anything else, but elixirs are always a nice last resort item. I tend not to use them until I get to the very end of the game when you really need to add that extra bit of health if you're in a fight or magic, because it also recovers magic. But we're nowhere near that, so I don't think that's going to be something we have to worry about. And we've already got the Green Beret, so I think we're done here. Just a little bit of flavor for the story right now to give everyone their chance. And a house that burned down. Looks recent, too. That thing. I don't know what it was, but it tore up my house. Some kind of glowing monster. Yep, unfortunately, Terra did this. My younger brother's a bit eccentric. He lives alone up north. Says he's going to build a coliseum or some such nonsense. So very important at some point later in the game. I don't think we can do it now. but a Colosseum will appear that you mostly use in the World of Ruin if you only ever use it in the World of Ruin. And you can go there and engage in fights where you take an item from your inventory and put it up for a wager. And if you win the fight, you get whatever item that the enemy puts up for wager, but you lose the item that you wagered in the process. If you lose the fight, you get nothing. I really wish they hadn't done it that way. It would have been nice if it was you wager something and win both items if you win, versus if you lose both items. Why they did it the way they did, I don't know. I don't love it. Not my favorite. So let's do a little bit of wandering. We'll go up towards the Colosseum and fight a couple fights. But what we really want to do is we want to get a couple of encounters that would have been very important for future leveling in the Veldt. Uh-oh. I think Locke just died. Yep. In fact, all of our characters are close to death, except for Gal. Got a ton of money for it, though. Okay, so we're going to burn through a bunch of potions. Yeah, I guess I could have just gone back to Figaro Castle and gotten all my health back, but whatever. The potions have basically reached the end of their usefulness. The high potions are where it's going to be going forward. Let's go ahead and hit up the bed real quick. Yes, we did get a good bit of gold from fighting that fossil dragon. And saying a good bit of gold just made me have a flashback to Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Because there was a character in that game, I think it was the shopkeep in Shadenal. Every time you would sell something to her, she would go, "You got a good bit of gold." There was some very weird dialogue in that game. The amount of excitement that characters got whenever you would engage in the conversation wheel was almost comedic in how dumb it was. There was seriously a character in that game that every time you would try to engage them in conversation and you said something they really liked, they'd go, "I like that a lot." Like, calm down, guy. Makes it sound like he's getting offered fellatio. I like that a lot. It doesn't really matter what I pick here. We're not fighting any super tough enemies, but that is good to know. That he casts Fira, excuse me. So the Templar can do Fira. Alright, here is the future Colosseum owner. And yes, I think you only can get what he... Or that you can only get to the Colosseum in the World of Ruin. We can't let the world become too peaceful. Don't you see, people shine their brightest when they're at war. My Colosseum will be a monument to this glory of battle. If I can ever finish it, that is. No one will help me. And no, you can't give him money or anything to expedite the process. It gets built when it gets built. That's all there is to it. See if there's any... Oh! Chocobo, whatever you say. Old habits die hard. I still like to say Chocobo. So if you want to get back to the castle safely, you can run in here, get into the Chocobo stables, and then get yourself a free ride back. Well, no, it's not free. You have to pay 200? Let's do Templar, since I know he does a fire spell. Burn him down. Not too shabby. Got a knife out of it. Nice chunk of change. We're going to try to buy as many high potions as we can in order to go into Zozo with all the healing options that we can find. Let's use Flash. I don't think it's going to kill this enemy. Yeah, it does damage, but it's not a guaranteed kill, and I think that does half damage. Shamshir? Really will be useful to get some healing magic as soon as possible. I think we saw all the encounters in the woods that we're going to find, but we'll check one more time. Oh, no, we didn't. We never saw Paraladia the first time. Let's go ahead and do Templar again. Yeah, fight. I do not know if the Blitz moves are affected by Sabin's position in the party. I would assume yes, because most of them are physical in nature, but that looks like it did just as much damage in the back row. We may stick to Flash for a multi-target attack for the time being, so it looks like it's doing as much as the auto crossbow. I don't think that's a good idea against these guys, but it's alright. Do a drill on them. Try not to think about the extra horrific nature of someone running over to an enemy and jamming a drill into their body. He may be a king to an entire kingdom, but that doesn't mean that he isn't a sadistic monster, that Edgar. Uh-oh. Flash again. Oh, that Samshir move is really brutal. Shamshir? I don't know how you say that word. Let's go Stray Cat for a while. Burn him down. It is pretty important that you do a little bit of leveling before you go into the next dungeon, mainly because there is an enemy in there called the Hades Gigas. And he has an attack that he'll do basically every time you fight him, where he will cast a spell called Magnitude 8 that is a ground-based attack. It will do a ton of damage when it connects, and it'll hit everyone in the party. Unfortunately, that happens every single time you fight him, right before the end of the fight. And it's just party crushing, especially if they've already taken a ton of damage. The only person who can actively avoid it at this point in time is Gal, and only if he casts or chooses a rage that casts Float. Now, he has plenty of options for doing that right now. In fact, I could do it right now as just, fighting in a regular fight. Let's do Lesser Lopro should cast it because that is a flying character. There we go. So now if we were hit by that move, it would not damage him. You have to be physically touching the ground in order for magnitude 8 to hit your character. But that does give him a little bit of protection when we get to that area. Unfortunately, it also does a lot of, the Hades Gigas does a lot of physical hits that are very powerful. So you want to get your characters, I would say, probably to level 18 at the very least. And that might be a little bit on the low side even. Stray cat. The Blazing Fist, or whatever it's called, the move I always refer to as Pummel, is a good single-hit offensive ability. It's easy to do, and there's really no reason to do anything more powerful if you're only fighting 2 enemies. See, Aura Cannon's going to do some decent damage as well, but I don't think it's so much that it makes it the better option. Bye-bye. Yeah, with 2 weapons, Locke is pretty much on par with everyone else's hits, as long as both connect. Let's go ahead and heal real quick. We're going to head to the next town from here. I do want to heal and buy some potions if I can before I leave. And maybe stock up on those holy waters if I can. Up here. Go to the left. Now the interesting thing about this area is if you come back as just Sabin, I don't think you get the option to buy things for cheap. I think it's only the king that gets that option. Kind of a jerk move by the people of the castle. So we'll buy 15 of them. And a couple of tents. I think we're good. Antidote and eye drops we shouldn't need much more of. We might have some enemies that cast some of that stuff in the next dungeon, but I don't think it's going to be debilitating. And then gold needle is probably not going to be necessary for any of the next dungeon because it cures mute. Oh, cures petrification, sorry. But I don't think anyone gets petrified in the next area either. Now watch that happen and I eat my words. Alright, head on out. And then we want to make our way to the west, I think is where Jador is. Let's see... south, excuse me, south. Kohlingen is right above us. So I'm going to head down this way. And then Zozo is kind of at a big spiral inside the mountains. Yeah, look at that. With 2 hits, Locke is a much more useful character. Not to mention he gets the additional chance to steal with that thieves' knife on. Ooh, big hit. I don't know what Sabin is actually saying when the Phoenix dance happens, or Phoenix fire, or whatever it is. I like to imagine he's just mumbling the words to some song. What song? I don't know. He probably just picks a random one each time. And they're always in falsetto. So he's like singing Sia, Chandelier half the time. I think I just botched that. Yep, I botched it. Oh well. Got a gold needle. Nice. I don't think we'll be able to start Zozo in this episode. I think what we'll do is we'll get to Jador, explore that town a little bit. If we have any more time left, we'll just spend it doing a little bit of grinding around the area, and that'll be it for this episode. Bang. That is why Cat Scratch is so good. When he does it, and unfortunately it's only at 50% of the time, roll a die, it is a very useful weapon. See ya. This is Jador. Westernmost town in the world map. Which is a very strange way of putting it. Why wouldn't you say westernmost town in the world? Mithril vests. There are quite a few people who could use those right now. However, ninja gear is available, and I'm pretty sure this is better. If there's a way you can check that. We're gonna buy, let's see, who all can use it? 1, 2, we're gonna buy 3 of them. The white dress would be a nice item for either Celis or Terra. However, Terra's not playable again for quite a while, and Celis is not in the party right now, so we're not gonna worry about that. Also, I don't have enough money for those things. So let's go ahead and put on the ninja gear. Look at that. Boost for damage, boost for speed, boost for magic evasion, or magic defense, rather. Very useful. So he had the mithril vest on, and the ninja gear is a better option. There you go. Unfortunately, the heavy armor user of the group will not be able to benefit, but he can wear a mithril vest, which is better. So there you go. Everyone is upgraded there. I think there is a better claw that we can get in this town. If I have the money. I don't think I have the money right now. I tend not to sell weapons because even if there are better options, as a last case scenario, you can always have Shadow throw a weapon, which you'll lose the item in the process, but it will do a certain amount of damage, plus, depending on the item, it may also cast a secondary effect, like if it's a, say, Fire Rod, it'll cast a magic spell when it hits. The Kiku Ichimonji, which is a better option for Cyan, who's not in the party. Kaiser Knuckles, which are a better option for Sabin, who is. the Kodaki, which is no longer of use to us because Shadow's not in the group right now. We might buy all of these if I get the money, which... Oh, actually, let's go back in. Let's sell some stuff. Leather armor's probably not going to be of any use to us anymore. We'll sell all of it. And... really need to organize my equipment. I have an extra auto crossbow. You only ever need one tool of any type because you can't get more than one, or you don't get any benefit from having more than one. Unless, of course, you're cheesing the game, and even then I don't think there's much benefit. I think that's it for now. Not a whole lot else we can safely sell. The mithril knife and greatsword you might be able to sell, but I'm not comfortable doing that. So we'll get the Kaiser Knuckles, and then we'll need 2,400 to get the other two weapons. Again, Moonring Blade would be nice if Locke wasn't already tied into trying to steal items. That's his primary utility at this point in the game. All the poor people were forced out of town. I hear they built a new town in the valley between the mountains up north. They sure did, and it is a complete and utter hole. Those folks in Zozo don't have an ounce of honesty among the lot of them. Don't trust a word they say. That is correct. One of the things you have to keep in mind when you get there is every single person in town will tell you something that is a lie. In fact, I think the first person you meet in town will literally say, everyone in this town lies except for me, which of course is a lie. The class divide is quite visible here. All the middle-class families live in the southern part of town. The richer folks live up north. You can see one of their enormous mansions from here. I'm going to be an opera singer when I grow up. Huh? You don't know where the opera house is? It's way south of here. And we will get to that eventually. Not yet. Relics, Peace, Barrier, Mithril Glove, which is the one that boosts damage. And then if you needed an extra sniper scope or more earrings, which we have 3 of right now, you can put 2 on a magic user and it boosts the magic with both of them equipped. If you just put 1 on, it also boosts the magic, but you get more of an effect if you use 2 earrings. Not too worried about that right now. What we really want to do is we want to check the houses. The Jador auction house, it's always full of wealthy aristocrats. There is some magicite that you'll be able to buy from the auction house at some point. I don't know if there's anything useful you'll get here yet. The town of Zozo is nestled between the mountains to the north. It's a den of thieves and ne'er-do-wells. There's the big old house. Let's see if we can find some items. There's a very interesting side mission. I think it's a side mission that you can do in this area later in the game that involves looking at all these paintings and basically getting into fights with them. Picture of an old urn. Treasure chest on canvas. I think this is the one you have to fight. That's the boss, maybe? Yeah. Appears to be a lamp. Very old painting. Suit of armor, it would seem. This is also an enemy you fight. Picture of a lovely lady. And then Ultros for some reason. This one looks awfully familiar. And I think that's another fight. I thought there were some items in here, but I guess I misremembered. You're obviously not from around here. Straighten your back. Don't slump so much. Yeah. Alright, so there is an item here. And a bed we can't sleep in. And so we could go inside the auction house, but I don't think there's anything good in there. Every once in a while, one of those shady kids from Zozo wanders down here looking for an easy mark. Be careful. And then she would jump you, go, ha-ha, and steal something. Nothing else. We do have some holy water if we need it. And go out. And go down this way. Alright, we're going to go outside. We're going to save. I don't think there's anything you can quote-unquote lose in the auction house yet. But the only way to find out is to go in there and see what they sell. It's usually a one sale thing, one sale deal. So one item will come up. You might have the option to bid on it, or it might be one of these dummy sales where they sell a fake item and you have no chance to win the bid. Today's auction is over. Well, never mind. I want one of those legendary treasures that brings back departed souls. None of the other rich folks have one yet. I've heard you can get one in the imperial capital of Vector. Some truly valuable works of art can be had at this auction house. Probably not by the likes of you, though. Dad, let's buy lots of stuff today, too. I think this is one of the fake auction items. This kid starts screaming that he wants whatever's for sale. It's usually like a miniature airship or like a small-scale soldier. And it doesn't matter what you try to do to bid. This guy will always outbid you and buy the item. And the auctioneer won't even take another bid. He'll just say, sold, immediately. And then they'll walk out, and that'll be the end of it. Oh, are you an admirer of art as well? No. How utterly uncivilized. Ho ho ho, there's nothing I can't buy. That idiot again. First time I've been here. Doesn't look like the kind of place a down-and-out bum like me belongs. Alright. Yeah, I don't think you can actually buy anything yet. I think you have to come back much later in the game before the auction house starts selling things. Anyway, we're right up against it, so we're going to go out here, save the game, and go ahead and call it an episode. So unfortunately, this one was mostly just travel and getting some story segments both for Edgar and Sabin as well as for Locke, and making our way to the Western Continent where we need to go to the next major dungeon, which is going to be Zozo. We set up our party to go in there. I'll probably do a little bit of grinding before we head in just to make sure everyone is leveled enough that they're not going to die every single random encounter we get with a Hades Gigas. That may happen anyway. It is a very tough enemy, and I don't think you can avoid it. The only way you can get away from that enemy is to get inside of buildings. I believe it is just a normal encounter you see out in the main area of Zozo. Might be tied to some chests you find. I'm pretty sure Zozo is one of the highest, if not the highest, concentrations of monster in a box encounters of any area in this game. If that is the case, we might have some fights that we got to go through to get whatever items are in them. Some of them may be traps. It may be just you open the chest, you get in the fight, and then there's no item rewarded for the encounter. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I do know that in the next area, we not only find the, if it's not the Brigand's Glove, the Thief's Glove for Locke, which changes his steel to mug, but also we find the chainsaw for Edgar, and that is his best tool in the entire game. There's a couple of other interesting but not terribly useful items that Edgar will recover at some point in the game, but far and away the best one that he'll ever get is the chainsaw. It is a one-hit kill if he does his chainsaw, like masked chainsaw killer move, but even if he doesn't do that, if he just does his standard circular saw spin move attack, which is also part of the chainsaw weapon, it does a ton of damage to a single enemy. It's easily his best tool, hands down. But we will find out about that in the next episode. That's going to do it for episode 7 of our extended look at Final Fantasy VI. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.